Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Official Joel TV. Today we'll be discussing the legal consequences of the forceful eviction of tenants by landlords. In Nigeria and around the world, it is not uncommon to find people entering into landlord and tenancy agreements. This is because shelter constitutes one of the most important needs of a man. In fact, it is listed as a fundamental need in the pyramid of needs hierarchy by Abraham Maslow. In every tenancy relationship, there is a disequilibrium of power between the landlord and the tenant. This has made the tenant be regarded as a weaker party. After all, it's one trying to find a roof over his head. In situations where a tenant's rent has been determined by an affliction of time and he refuses to give up the premises, some landlords resort to self-help by forcefully ejecting them. Based on this, there's a need to protect the weaker party, and this is where the law comes in. The landlord and tenancy relationship is regulated by laws in Nigeria. This is evident in several tenancy laws of each state of Nigeria. While there are different laws in different states regulating landlord and tenancy relationship, the procedures to be followed are basically the same. Now, the procedures for recovery of possession. The first is to serve a notice of quit on the tenant. A notice to quit, as the name suggests, is a letter that is given to the tenant requesting him to vacate the premises of the landlord. The formula used in determining the period of notice is when it's a weekly tenancy, you have to give a week notice. When it's a monthly tenancy, you have to give a month's notice. When it's a quarterly tenancy, that is, you have to give a quarter's notice, that is 3 months. And when it's a yearly tenancy, you have to give a half year's notice, and that is 6 months notice. Step number 2 is notice of owner's intention to recover premises. If the tenant is still in occupation at the expiration of the notice to quit, the law states that he should be served a 7-day notice of owner's intention to recover possession of the premises. Step number 3 is commencement of legal action. If the tenant is still in possession after the expiration of the notice of owner's intention to recover the premises, the law states that such an owner can commence legal action against such an erring tenant. From the foregoing, the law doesn't allow the use of force in recovery of possession irrespective of the circumstances. In the celebrated case of the military governor of Lagos State versus Ojukwu, the Supreme Court par Obaseki JSC, as it then was, held thus: in the area where rule of law operates, the rule of self-help by force is abandoned. Nigeria being one of the countries in the world, even in the third world, which proclaims loudly to follow the rule of law, there is no room for the rule of self-help by force to operate. If the government of Lagos State wants possession from Chief Odumegwu Ojukwu, he should apply for an order of possession from the competent court of law. These aforementioned procedures are clear and must be complied with. The law is that when a particular way or method of doing a thing, and unless such a law is altered or amended by a legitimate authority, then whatever is done in contravention of these provisions amounts to a nullity and of no effect whatsoever. However, there are consequences for a stubborn landlord. The consequences for a disobedient landlord is implied in the case of Aki Kugbe versus Ewolum Holdings Nigeria Limited and others. The court held that a landlord who resorts to self-help to recover property leased by him runs afoul of the law and is liable in damages. Isn't law really amazing? Law is really interesting, because imagine a landlord going from no be my house, send him out of my house, to paying damages. I mean, by now I believe we now know that the forceful eviction of a tenant without following the legal procedures can lead to damages to the landlord, and I'm sure no landlord wants to pay damages. This is Official Joel TV. I do videos like this. Subscribe and follow for more.